Welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, and most tracks throughout the region are 4, 5, 6 weeks at least into their 2015 campaign, and this is where the heavy hitters have already established themselves as championship threats. Other guys' years just aren't happening the way they had hoped to happen, but it's still early. There's no reason to give up, and we saw some great racing this past weekend. Traveling over to Lee USA Speedway Friday night, Oxford on Saturday night, and it's always great to get to a racetrack. My first time at Oxford, second time, at Lee for a regular Friday night program, and it's nice to see the people and the fans, and you meet some new fans, and we get recognized as we try to bring their product back to other viewers and promote their tracks. And Lee this past week, they had the MRS there, and everybody knows the controversies that have surrounded the MRS series. You've seen them race at Lee in the past, at Beach Ridge, some of the other places. They go into a tire conserve. Kind of, I don't want to say they manipulate the race, but they don't race, and so they tried to shake things up at Lee this past weekend. And when you'll see the highlights coming up later on in the show, you'll see that it worked because it was a great time. We had a great time down there. The weather and they had a good crowd. And then Saturday we traveled over to Oxford, and my first trip up to Oxford this year on a regular Saturday night program. So it was great to catch up with Marco doing the track announcement, seeing some other familiar faces, and the car counts. They're continuing to increase in all the classes, but it's pretty fun racing up there, and there was some great racing. In particular, I was thinking to myself at one point in a Strictly race with 5 to go, you had a battle for the lead. You had 4 guys battling for third, and then you had 3 guys battling for seventh. So there was a lot going on up there, and the racing was good. You had one unfortunate big wreck in the pro stocks. Collected Poncho Davo, but it was good to see that he was okay and everything, and just some damage on his car. So really it was exciting to be up there, and looking forward to the next month up there and what they got going on. And we should be talking about the Oxford 250, but unlike in years past, they've moved it all the way to the end of August. So we still got plenty of time before we start talking about the granddaddy of them all. So, we really, like I said, we really had a good time. Talked to some other people that were at White Mountain, Beach Ridge, Speedway 95. Saw a lot of good racing throughout everywhere, up in Canada with the pass race. And, congratulations to Patrick LaPearl picking up the win there, and Wayne Hellewell over there at White Mountain picking up the win at the ACT race. So it was a pretty good little ACT race over there at the quarter-mile bull ring over in North Woodstock. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about some of the race action we saw over at Lee and show you some highlights of what happened over at Lee USA Speedway this past week.
Fast Laps Raceway is Maine's premier slot car facility. 641 Lakes Region Commons Drive in North Windham. Whether you want to try out the rentals or have your own custom car built, Fast Laps Raceway can make a racer out of anyone. Birthday parties at Fast Laps are always a hit. If you have ever wanted a fun, inexpensive way to get involved in the sport of racing, Fast Laps Raceway gives you that chance. Find Fast Laps on Facebook or call 207-229-1575. Fast Laps Raceway.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham. Southern Maine Motors. Out to be Maine's #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership. Route 1 Saco.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and as we mentioned in the opening, MRS was the highlight down there at Lee USA Speedway this past weekend as they had their Friday night show, their first of 2 visits this year. They wrap up their visits to Lee at Oktoberfest, which is a big event down there. It happens in October. But this past Friday night they were in town, and but the support divisions, and that's what's pretty neat when you have a tour that comes in. It's those support divisions. They get to race in front of a bigger crowd, maybe recognizable names throughout the region. The tour drivers get a chance to watch those guys. And, you had the hobby stocks, the Ironman, the 350 Supers, and then the late models all in action. And really saw some great racing, some excited winners. Really was excited to be there and talk to some of those drivers as well. And unfortunately, Lee had a little bit of a problem with their PA, so their victory lanes weren't what they become accustomed to. But they do such a great job down there, and the whole entire staff and the facility, and the weather was cooperative, and they had a good crowd. We saw a lot of people from the state of Maine, so it's good to see that people are out supporting other tracks. When they're not at Beach Ridge or Oxford or Speedway 95 or wherever they normally race Star on Saturday nights, they were over at Lee giving them their support. So enjoy all the highlights we have from the support divisions over there at Lee USA Speedway from this past Friday night.
USA Speedway is ready to rock and roll out the corner. Avery ready to break the street here as we are underway. Feature racing here in Tom Barello, turn around here. Great job, the car was on a rail.
Yeah, happy to be back. 2 out of 3 features we win since we're back with this car. We suffered a blown motor last week. These guys worked their butts off all week. I got to give this win to my little son, 7 weeks old. I can't thank my crew enough. Justin, Matt, Gary, Georgie, Big Joe, everybody that gets involved in this, it's unbelievable. Kyle, last night I had to go to the hospital with my son. These guys stayed and put the whole engine in and made it able for me to be here to race today. And I got to thank my wife also, my brothers, my father, Molly. This is awesome to have my whole family here. And congratulations to Mike and Mo.
All right, nice job, Tommy.
Thank you very much.
All right, Tom Barello.
Looking for something different and exciting to do on Friday night? How about real NASCAR racing at Lee USA Speedway, featuring the ground-pounding, super-fast, super-modifieds, the fender-rubbing late model sportsman, unpredictable hobby stocks, and more. It's great family fun and excitement. Kids under 12 get in free, and there's acres of free and easy parking. Friday nights at Lee USA Speedway, located right on Route 125 in Lee, New Hampshire. Check LeeUSASpeedway.com for more information.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf.
And I'm Dan Wolf. We've been selling and servicing vehicles on Route 25 in Gorham since 1972.
Wolf Auto Service offers state inspections, tires, brakes, and suspension.
21st Century Motors has a great selection of cars and trucks starting at $29.99.
With no mortgage and low overhead, we sell and service at guaranteed lowest prices.
We're just 6 miles west of Turnpike Exit 47 on Route 25 in Gorham. Online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your Amsoil product needs. Well, this past Friday night, the MRS Series did something I don't think they've ever done before, and that's take their 100-lap main event, split it into two 50-lap segments, and kind of make it Milk Bowl format. You know, you were taking your point from your position where you finished in the first 50 laps and adding it to your point position of where you finished in the second 50 laps, and the lowest point total would be declared the winner. So you really had to race, and what's happened with the MRS in the past is they don't race. You know, they ride for 80 laps, and in that last 20 they really get after it, you know. So it's not good for the fans. The promoters don't want to see it. The track, the tours, the racers don't want to see it. So it was pretty interesting. They put a little twist in it this past weekend over the Lee. At the 50-lap break, they brought the Ironman feature out, and you were able to change, I believe, one tire, your right rear, so and inverted the field. Any lap car would be taken out, but if you were on the lead lap, you got inverted. The entire field was still on the lead lap at lap 50. So that made it pretty exciting. And one of the big stories that came out of the weekend was Rowan Pennick, who usually drives Gary Casella's number 25, former champion of the series, very potent machine. He's weekly committed to Stafford over in the SKs, so they had an open seat, and Gary Casella, much like he has in the past with putting David Pinkham in a few years back at Beechridge, he wants to race, he wants to support the MRS. So he went and got one of the top young modified drivers that has won on the MRS circuit, you know, kind of with his own independent team, and that's Steve Massey, and put him in the 25. So everybody was real curious to see what would take place there, and he did a phenomenal job. I mean, he won the first segment, got kind of boxed in the second segment to come up through, but really, it was a good race, and my hat's off to the staff at Lee as well as all the MRS officials and coming up with this plan. So I hope they see that the value and how much people enjoyed it and how much it changed the racing on a positive manner, and they carry it over to Oktoberfest and do the same thing, because I thought it was a great show, and the racing was phenomenal, and you didn't know anything, and you had, as a fan, had to follow along and say, all right, this guy finished second in the first segment, so he needs this, and this guy, if he gets here, he can win it, and so it just, you weren't just sitting there going, oh, hum. You were into the race and you were following along, and really a good job, and my hat's off to them for the decision they made. So enjoy the highlights here from the 100-lap race brought to you by Stratham Tire over there at Lee USA Speedway.
what it came down to. Whoever drove in right off the bat.
Well, we want to change Chris Pasterjak's name to Mr. Lee because he won the Tri-Track Series race there back in May, and now he won the MRS race. So we'll see what happens when the MRS rolls into this town in October, and maybe somebody will put a bonus up if he can win the MRS race in October, a clean sweep for Lee USA Speedway. So what a great job he did, and his entire team, and much like when he did it in the Tri-Track race, he didn't force his way to the front, he didn't barge his way anywhere, he was methodical in his approach to the race, and really a great job by him, the entire team. You know, like we said, Steve Massey, you know, did everything he could to put the 25 in victory lane. He did win the first segment, but he was only able to finish fourth in the second segment. Thus, Chris Pasterjak's second and first, you know, really, you know, gave him a total points of 3, so was able to give him the win. So really a great job, like I said. So, you know, looking forward to when MRS rolls into Beach Ridge and then Oxford 250 weekend to see what kind of level, what kind of racing they're going to bring to those tracks, as they really upped the ante there when they did it at Lee, and it was really, anybody was there, all had the same comments and how positive it was. So we'll take a break. We're going to come back and we'll show you some things that took place up to Oxford this past weekend as well, and some of the good racing and you know, really great racing actually in some of the divisions up there at Oxford Plains Speedway. Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainely Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
One company is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Not to Express Employment Professionals.
With jobs for CNC programmers and welders, we can find you the best opportunity.
Let us help. We'll open doors for you.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your main returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Legendary race car driver Bentley Warren is putting Arundel on the map. When Bentley's Saloon opened in 2004, it was just a little bar room on the side of the road. Today we have a giant saloon with live music, dancing, and great food and drink indoors and out. We're always looking to meet new friends and have a good old time. There's always something exciting going on at Bentley's. That's why we like to say, who has more fun than us? We do!
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations, and online at scotchrecreation.com.
New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Join us for our 25th anniversary year. Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. And one thing you will notice in the first segment that we bring you from Oxford is the figure eights and the mods. You know, really they could use some more cars. And, you know, we're talking with both groups of drivers at the end of the night when they have their meet and greet at the end of the night, which is something Oxford added last year that I really, every time I go on, I've seen a few more cars come out and participate and a few more fan participation. So it was neat to go down and catch up with the likes of Matt Sanborn and his dad Randy, and talk to Tommy Tompkins, John Lazat, Sean Knight after his big win in the super late models. So, but I want to talk about the figure eights and the mods. The classes are there; they're entertaining. They just need the people that own those mods to bring them out and race them. And I know, you know, management's done some things that different people haven't agreed with, but you got your car, come race it. If you don't race it, it's going to be a plant pot or a jungle gym. You know, It's a great class. You've got some great competitors, very clean racing for the most part. So it's your chance to get out and race your car. And if you want to sell it, you're better off selling it at a racetrack than you are selling it sitting at home. So that's my spiel on the mods. And the figure eight, I mean, we only got 3 guys out there, and those 3 guys were pretty entertainment. And I heard a few times when John Lazat, and John, listen, from where I was sitting, there was plenty of room for you to split the second and third place guys, and that would have put the crowd on their feet. As it was, you had them on the edge of the seat because they thought you kept every time you were going to do it. So you can do it, John, and let's do that. Bring the crowd to their feet, and talk to John at the end of the night. And 65-year-old grandfather, he said, not bad. And I think I saw a post on Facebook, 90 feature wins in the figure eight. So, you know, if they could get at least 10 cars in that class, that's going to be fun to watch, you know, because anytime it's close, it's like Motor Mayhem, Days of Destruction. Those people, they don't want to see somebody hurt, but you know what, a little bit of damage they all enjoy, and that's what the figure eight, thinking back years ago, that's one of the things that it brings to you is a little bit of damage. So we got some highlights of the figure eights. The Bandit class has really taken off, and you saw some great 3 and 4 wide racing there, and the mods, you know, there wasn't a lot of them up there, so it was hard to put on that big, great race, but there's a lot of them out there that could be racing, so you guys really need to think about trying to get your car out there and support and try to build this back up to where it was a year or 2 ago.
Wood Pellet Warehouse, bringing you tonight's figure eight event. And once again, your winner, a big round of applause, John Lazat, climbs from aboard car number 27, undefeated. All right, it's the Angel Warrior, Mike St. Germain, at third place finisher. A little bit better run this time here. You kept it going in the direction you wanted all night long.
Yeah, I got the brakes working a little better thanks to the wife. She helped me bleed them, but I still got to work on them a little bit more. The car ain't pretty anymore, so it's a road racer. I can't remember his name, the guy that got second. I've raced a flagpole with him down at Wiscasset. I knew he was going to be tough, and sure enough, my car ain't up to par, and he made it show up. And obviously these 2 guys are a touch of the class. I'd like to see a lot more out here. Obviously the crowd would too. Last week I forgot to thank RPM for giving me some power, Buco for doing my starters and alternators, Don's Towing for getting the car up here, of course, and you can't forget the wife, of course. And I want to thank God above and be with everybody with the shooting, that the 9 people that unfortunately they're not with our loved ones, but I know they're in heaven, so our thoughts be out to them, and thanks to the crew out here, and I'm glad to see Marco up here. He does a great job.
All right, he's your third place finisher, Mike St. Germain. How about a hand? Alan Higgins, runner-up, a little bit different.
Yeah, that's a little different. We used to do the flagpole at Wiscasset, but this is an experience to behold here.
Yeah, and of course it's been 25 years since we did it and brought it back about a month ago. What prompted you to give it a shot?
Well, I used to actually watch. I don't mean to make John feel a little, you know, but I used to watch him a long time ago anyway. I always wanted to try it. I was always hoping to bring it back someday.
All right, he's your runner-up. How about a big round of applause? First time out, Alan Higgins. And the Mainely Motorsports car. We got Perry up here taping and everything. Undefeated for, well, man, almost 3 decades now.
It ain't been 3 decades, but the car's going good. You know, we got to thank our sponsors. You know, we got to thank Tommy Tompkins, this car rental program, and doing good so far. And of course, Steve at Mainly Motorsports, he's still on the side of the car because we support his TV show. And hope everybody watches Channel 9 local cable. Great show. AOTS, you know, Don and upstairs looking down on us, and his boys are taking care of us, you know, and we're having a good time. Without them people, we wouldn't be able to race. Without all the sponsors, for all the other drivers. We want to thank all the fans for being here too. We had fun tonight, and these guys made it interesting, and they're gaining. They'll catch me. It's just a little more experience on this side, and they'll catch up with me.
He's a Hall of Famer, and he's in victory lane again tonight, undefeated this year. How about a round of applause? John Lazat, your figure eight winner. word with our third place finisher, Cam Childs. Hey, the smoke factor seemed to be increasing at the end there after you got by the 17, Dan Wade there. It looked like he caught you at the end.
Yeah, I think I lost my head gasket. It kind of sucks, but I think a third place. No. Thank my grandfather let me drive the car, Dustin for bringing it home today. Derek helped me get it going. Say hi to Addie. Thank Dustin. Everybody helped me get it going today.
All right, he's a third place finisher. How about a hand for Cam Childs? Move on to our runner-up, Sean Hinckley. And, geez, the competition seemed to be dropping back. Your championship contenders behind you tonight. Good points night.
Yeah, thank you. Racing with Jamie's cool. It drives you to try to be better, to race against these guys. It really does. I got to say thank you to my fiance Kristen and my two girls up in the stands, and Coley and Devin are here tonight. So thanks for coming. All the guys in the pits, D-Sal, helping me out tonight. It's pretty cool.
All right, he's your runner-up. How about a hand? Sean Hinckley, he's your points leader. And on to victory lane, Jamie Heath. Looks like somebody could have themselves a winning car.
Yeah, hopefully somebody will come by this thing. It's fast. I mean, Kyle Hewins is one in it. It kind of speaks for itself. I got to thank everybody that helps me, Kurt and Troy, Melby's Market and Eatery, Homegrown Lumber, McDonald Motors, Wayne Sr. and Jr., and Susan.
Now, you've done an awful lot of racing and an awful lot of divisions there. How does this division stack up against those others?
This is actually the most fun. It's the cheapest, and it's tons of fun. I like this a lot more than I do the Rebels.
All right, he's your winner. How about a big round of applause? Jamie Heath, your Bandits winner tonight. 25 laps, modified. We'll kick it off with our third place finisher, Scott McDaniel. First appearance of the year is worth a trophy. Good run.
Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more, but that's about as loose a car as I've ever drove. But I'm still glad I came. It's a really good division. I just hope it keeps growing. Got to thank my dad. My dad, like 10 years ago, built this car, and I wrecked it first time out, and he sticks with me, and he's rebuilt it so many times. So he really is someone that deserves a happy Father's Day.
All right, he's a third place finisher. Anybody you want to thank sponsor-wise?
Dickie Damon, Damon's Garage, and other than that, well, I got to thank Freddie DePompo. He helps us out a lot too. All
right, how about a big round of applause? Scott McDaniel, your third place finisher, first appearance of the season. Third generation racer from Lovell, Evan Armington. Good run tonight.
Yeah, thank you. We need some more cars out here. This was a fun race, but I think we could put on a real heck of a show if we could get a couple more of us out here. But if we get my car out here, I got to thank Dan's Flooring, Thompson Automotive, the Homestead Scoop. That's my mom's ice cream shop. Got to put a good plug in for her. Drew Corporation, Carl's Auto, Bruce and April Sweat, the Day family, my mom, my dad, grandparents, my girlfriend. Everyone has a hand in this car, and I couldn't do it without them.
All right, I even see go-kart superstar from Valley Collision.
Oh yeah, I'm good friends with Stefan Beatty. He's throwing me a couple bucks, and he painted the car the first year around. So we gotta give him a little credit in there too, I guess.
All right, he's your runner-up. How about a big round of applause, Evan Armington? And on to the busiest modified racer we know, Scott Alexander. All the tour races and the Oxford races. Another win tonight. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It has been busy. Hopefully I can keep it up, but racing every weekend is taking its toll on us. But I got to thank my dad. Happy Father's Day to him and all you dads out there. Max Paint and Body and Distance Racing, Lindsay Ellison Photography, and the Work Store. They really help us out. And there's a friend of ours, Ray. He's been raising some money for this. He wanted us to have a big show, and thanks to him coming up with some money, I think I'm going to need a new clutch, so we'll put his name on the car for that.
All right, he's your winner. All right, one more question. I mean, because a lot of you guys, most of our races come from not too far away, but you come down like about 2 hours every night.
We do. It's just outside of Bangor.
All right. How about a big round of applause all the way from Bangor, Scott Alexander.
Remember when you picked up a car key at the local hardware store? Then they said the car dealer was your only choice. Now there's e-keys for cars, the fast, affordable solution to your car key and remote needs, spare or a repair. You'll be serviced by e-keys trained technicians while you wait. And yes, e-keys still handles emergencies. But why wait? E-keys for cars. Trust them with all your car key related needs.
They raise the bar. E-keys for cars.
Want to learn how to ride? Lohr Motorcycle Education can help make that happen. Whether you rode years ago or have never touched a motorcycle, Lohr rider coaches can teach you the correct technique in a safe learning environment. With 2 ranges to choose from, Lohr has a range near you in southern Maine, Topsom, and our new range in Biddeford. Call 207-391-0094 or visit us at the web at www.lohrmotorcycleeducation.com. Warm weather is here, so let's ride.
25 years of firsts.
Rusty Wallace, the first ever Winston Cup race winner in New England.
The chase for the next L Cup is underway. 25 years of monumental victories.
Jeff Gordon's third win at New Hampshire. Ernie Irvin, he's back in victory lane.
You don't have goosebumps now, you don't have feelings.
25 years of in-your-face excitement.
Oh, Robbie Contact got into the back of Jeff Gordon.
Buy your tickets now for the New Hampshire 301.
And you heard me make reference to the Strickleys, as we talked about, first talked about Oxford and how there was races going on, different battles throughout the race for the lead, for third at the end, for seventh at the end. And, the class is very competitive, very, very competitive, and it was fun to watch. And, and that's another class that just a few more competitors. I know they've lost some names. The Hewins name in particular, Ryan's winning at Beechridge, Kurt's winning at Wiscasset, but there's guys out there, they just need a few more cars to try to, get that car count up because the competition's there. I'm telling you, it was some really good racing and some nice side-by-side racing and everybody giving everybody room. So, enjoy these highlights from the Strictly race and congratulations to Bryce Maines as he picked up his first win in the Strictly up there at Oxford Plains.
Let's kick things off with that third place finisher, Andrew Breton. A couple trophies in a row, another good run.
Yeah, very good. Start off with Tyson again. He's really got this thing hooked up. My dad, Punch Trucking, Darlin Sons Construction, Ben Alpern Machine Tools, and All-Purpose Builders, my dad.
Yeah, you watching your mirror much there? And at the end of the race, a lot of good cars right behind you.
Yeah, not a lot of mirror driving. I got radios now, so that kind of helps out with that. But yeah, it's definitely still looking.
All right, he's a third place finisher. How about a hand for Andrew Breton? Move on to runner-up Matt Williams. Matt, just a couple weeks back in the car and chasing the car you know pretty well.
Yeah, I helped him for the first 3 weeks before I got back in. I got to thank R.W. Plumbing, my father, Robert's Overhead Door, Nicole, Krista Keegan, Bradley, Brandon, Connor. I really have to thank Zach and Rich and Bryce. I wasn't even going to run, and they've been working on it for me. So I got to thank them. And his old man told me to spin him.
he's your runner-up. How about a hand for Matt Williams? And Bryce Maines, pretty big day.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Unbelievable, actually. First of all, I got to thank Rodney Williams. I don't think people understand how much the guy does for a lot of people. A lot of people out here. It's absolutely awesome. He's given me a great opportunity, and I love it, and I appreciate it. RW Plumbing. My dad, my brother, they work on this thing 24/7. Without them, I wouldn't even be here. A little happy Father's Day present for you, Dad. No, it's pretty awesome. Thank you, everybody that works on it. Matt, for one. Matt's huge on this thing. I mean, even though we're competing, he's always helping. So it's awesome. Thank you.
All right, now one more question, because you are so familiar with Matt, and Matt's had quite a lot of success in this division. I was just wondering, would you rather have Matt chasing you for the win, or maybe somebody else?
Pretty comfortable when Matt got behind me. Yeah, I was nervous. Now knowing you, my dad told him to spin me. A little bit more nervous, but nobody I'd rather have behind me. I'm very comfortable when he's around me. He's one of the best. So.
All right, he's your winner. How about a big round of applause, Bryce Maines? Great job tonight. Car still has Matt's name over the driver's door, but Bryce drove it to victory lane tonight.
Before we take a break and then come back with our Pro Stock highlights, I want to talk about driver of the Pro Stock Super Late Model number 0, and that's Spencer Morse. Anybody that went to the off-season shows in Augusta and Portland met Spencer and his entourage. You know, the middle schoolers from Oxford Hills Middle School, the Aspire program, and you know, got a chance to talk to them about their program and working on the car and putting it together and how they're all hands-on at every part of it. And boy, they had to be some pleased up there Saturday night as Spencer, you know, raced Scott Moore at the beginning of the race for, you know, 11 laps side by side. Then they had a restart, and Scott had him at the line every time, so Spencer restarted on the outside, dropped back to second or third, drove his way back, powered his way into the lead until Alan Wilson took the lead with about 15 or 20 to go. But he battled right to the last of it, and you know, to try to hang on to a third place finish, but he ended up fourth. And but he was pretty happy, and which he should be, and I'm sure the whole Aspire program was happy. So what a great night for the team, and you know, hats off to Mitch and Judy Green and everything they do up there at Crazy Horse Racing, not only with their support of Mainly Motorsports and the Northeast Motorsports Expo, but the support they give to the racers and in this Aspire program. And you know, boy, he showed a lot of promise the other night, and I'll tell you, they had to be some excited. You know, anytime you look up at the top of the scoreboard and your car number's there, and then you're so close to getting that first podium finish. So, you know, great job, Spencer and the entire team, and you're knocking on the door, man. So really a great run by you guys the other night. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have some super late model highlights, and you know, congratulations to Sean Knight as he was put on a clinic coming up through there in the super late model race.
Hi, this is Scott from Scott's Recreation. You know we're Maine's largest RV dealer, but did you know we're also Maine's largest trailer dealer? We always stock over 100 trailers, including dump, open and enclosed cargo, utility, ATV, side-by-side, open and enclosed car haulers, and more. We stock aluminum, galvanized, and steel trailers. We also stock aluminum horse trailers, including some made right here in Maine. Great prices, great selection, and a no-pressure sales process.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your Amsoil product needs. Town Fair Tire, with 6 locations in Maine: Auburn, Augusta, Bangor, Biddeford, South Portland, and Topsom. Awards and recognition, your #1 source in New England for all of your award needs.
but not a bad run. Heat win and a third place. I just got to thank all my sponsors, Healthy Smiles for Maine, Poland Spring Water, Maine Indoor Karting, Ben Alper Machine Tool and Supply, Lindsay Ellison Photography. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone. And I got to thank my crew, my dad. Happy Father's Day to everyone. And this is cool. We just got to keep chomping at the bit for the points.
All right, pretty close to second place right now, I'd say.
Yeah, I think I was second coming in after the heat race, so just got to keep closing in on Tim.
All right, he's a third place finisher tonight. Good run for Kyle Treadwell. See Alan Wilson, our runner-up, and hooked up on the outside, but just not enough to keep the 25 behind you.
Nah, he was real good. I just lacking some forward bite at the end of the race. You know, just trying to use these tires sometimes just don't work out like you want them to, that's all.
Yeah, but man, it just seems like this year here, it's kind of a resurgence for you. It really seems like after a little bit of bad luck the last couple of years, things are going your way.
Well, the bad luck's been my own fault, and I decided to take it a little bit more serious this year, and we're going to try a little bit harder, that's all.
All right, he's your runner-up. How about a big round of applause, Alan Wilson? Now, you know, being the wise ass that I am here, I have to say that Bandit experience served you well.
I think it did, you know. Maybe it taught me a lesson or two. Them things are really hard to drive. You get in one of these, and they drive themselves as long as they're set up right, and this car is unbelievable. We haven't done much to it. Justin stopped driving it last week, so I figured I might as well get in it and see what it does. We had a good run in the 150, broke a ball joint. Now I at least know that it's good, and hopefully it'll stay that way for a while.
So we can expect to see a lot more of this rig out here with you in it.
I think so. If it keeps racing like that, it drives itself, and you know, you got a good crew back there. They help me every week to come to the shop. That's what it takes, you know. Whether I was driving the car or Justin, they were there, and that's what I need. You know, you need all these fans and the sponsors to keep everybody coming out to make good racing for everybody to watch.
All right, how about a big round of applause? He knows what he's talking about. Sean Knight, your winner here in the Budweiser Super Late Models.
I just bowled a perfect game. I'm going to Chicago Dogs.
I just got a hole-in-one. I'm going to Chicago Dogs.
You got a lays on your report card. We're going to Chicago Dogs.
Chicago Dogs, voted the state's best hot dog. Bring the entire family and try one of our 1 dozen dog choices, hand-cut fries, cheesesteak, sausages, and a whole lot more. Chicago Dogs, you know you want one.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations. Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
As we wrap up this edition of Mainly Motorsports, I hope everybody's been getting their short track passport and getting their stickers and earning their discounted tickets, as well as you know, the opportunity to win a free ticket to go back to your local short tracks, and that's something New Hampshire Motor Speedway and the entire staff there has put together for you. So take advantage of it, support not only short track racing, but support the big venue that we are fortunate enough to have right in our backyard, and we can go down and see the stars of the Nextel and the Sprint, I guess it's Sprint Cup Series now, and which is coming up in, you know, 3 or 4 weeks. You'll be able to go down to Loudon and see all of it, you know, the modifieds, the Nationwide, or Xfinity, I should say. Geez, they change sponsors worse than anybody, and then the Sprint Cup Series. So your short track passport, there's a list of tracks in there that are supporters of the program, so you know, make sure you pick yours up. But over the next couple weeks, there's some big races going on, some first-time events, some tracks resurgence. I mean, obviously 4th of July weekend, every short track in New England has fireworks, so you know, get out, and if you're only going to go a handful of times this year, make that one of them, because that's a night that they put all the extra effort in with the fireworks display and the patriotism. So, you know, every track does such a tremendous job. So get out and support those tracks. And, you know, the midweek programs are going. But, you know, coming up this Friday night at Lee, the Pro All-Star Series makes their return to the Lee USA Speedway, and we'll be there. And I think the last time they were there, Gary Smith, you know, unsung hero, you know, the little guy, number 75, the Uncle Henry's number 75, picked up the win at Lee USA Speedway. So will it be another surprise, you know, winner down there this weekend? And then, you know, next Wednesday, Seekonk, round 3 of the Tri-Track Series. $10,000 to win. They usually held at the Open Wheel Madness. Everything is open wheel racing that night. So we'll bring you some highlights from that event. You know, and then coming up over the weekend, you know, July 4th weekend, Groveton. You know, they have a 151 lap Granite State Pro Stock Series race, and you know that should be pretty exciting, and fireworks display, and you know, big chance to get out and support that track and all they've done, and you know, their crowds and everything they've done to really bring that track back. And you know, congratulations to the LeCaire family, and we're looking forward to be over there and be a part of that with the Granite State Pro Stock Series. And then Sunday, July 5th, you know, what was it, 6-7 years ago, the ACT Tour rolled into New Hampshire, and everybody clamored for it. You know, everybody talks about the short track guys of the mods racing over to New Hampshire. Well, Sunday, July 5th at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Pro All-Star Series makes their debut at the Magic Mile, along with the Northeast Mini Stock Tour. So I know there's a lot of guys geared up, and it's like any time you roll in, it was like when Joey Dwyron won Thunder Road. You always want to win the inaugural race. Everybody always will remember who won the first race. They'll remember who won the first time the past tour rolled into Beechridge. They remember all that stuff. So anytime a track opens or a new division, so you always want to be that guy. So, you know, there's a lot of them that are going to be rolling in New Hampshire and want to be the one that wins that race for the first time on July 5th. And the Northeast Mini Stock Tour will be there as a support division, as well as, I believe they're calling it an outlaw, but it's like a sportsman race there as well. So you'll see some familiar racers from tracks throughout New England competing in that. So, you know, some great things coming up over the next few weeks. And then don't forget, over there at Loudon, you know, the Xfinity Series, the Modifieds will be on hand. And, you know, obviously the Sprint Cup on Sunday. So, you know, the weekend of the 19th. So a lot going on here and throughout Maine and New England, New Hampshire, and all of it with the short track. So we hope you enjoyed everything that we brought you this week on Mainely Motorsports. Enjoy the results that are going to be popping up. And if you were that guy that finished in the top 5, congratulations. If you're just out of the top 5, next week's your week. You know, get your name and you know, get your photo up here on as a winner, because that's it's a big deal to any team. So congratulations to all the winners this past weekend and all the winners that are going to win this weekend. So I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Mainely Motorsports.
Here we go. One step at a time, don't be living on the line. I don't need a friend, I got more than on the mind. Sunshine in my brain, making everyone complain. Radio in the heart, don't be being so strange. Think I'm losing it, baby, where have you been? Everybody says that you're moving again. I don't wanna be right, baby, every single night. And I could tell you a thing about taking your time. It's making me nervous, yeah. One step at a time, don't be living on the line. I don't need a friend, I got more than on the mind. Sunshine in my brain, making everyone complain. Radio in the heart, don't be being so strange. Think I'm losing it, baby, where have you been? Everybody says that you're moving again. I don't want